All right, there's another kind of fraction that you've probably never heard of, and it is called an improper fraction. Improper fractions are fractions where your top number is larger than your bottom number. So top number is larger than the bottom number. So your numerator, which is that top number, is gonna be a bigger number than your bottom number, and you're gonna be like, wait, that looks funny, and that's okay. That's why it's improper, it looks funny. So, as an example, I'm gonna try and use some different types of pictures in these lessons. So, this time I'm gonna use squares. So, say I have that, and now remember that first question I wanted to ask myself was how many to make one? So how many pieces does it take to make one of those boxes? Well, it takes two. It only takes these two pieces. I can just look at one or the other. So here I only have one piece, two pieces to make that one box. And the same thing would be here, where I have one, two pieces to make that one box, that one whole box. So my denominator is 2. And then my next question that I wanted you to ask was how many pieces are we talking about? So here I have 1, 2, 3 pieces that are shaded in pink. So here I'm going to have 3 over 2, which I would read 3 halves. Okay, I'll write that too. So, and you read it very similarly, and I know it looks funny when to have that bigger number on top, but it's also, if it's an improper fraction, it also means that your number is bigger than 1, or your fraction is more than 1. Okay. If that top number, your numerator, is bigger than your bottom number, that tells you that it has to be larger than one whole box. So, what if I have that's something I didn't say. Another way you can look at this is, say you have okay, so my first question, remember, is how many does it take to make one? How many does it take to make one whole box? So I'm gonna look at just one of my boxes. It doesn't matter which one I look at, but you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 to make that one box. So I know that my denominator is 4. And then I would look at how many pieces does it take to make that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here I would have 10 fourths. Okay. Now you may also be thinking, but couldn't I write it a different way? Is this whole box shaded? Well, yeah, it's got 4 out of 4 pieces shaded. So we could even say that this is 4 fourths. This box, all of it is shaded, which is the same as saying 4 fourths. And this box has 2 of them shaded, which is 2 fourths. So you could also write this as 4 fourths plus 4 fourths plus 2 fourths. And here in just a few, in my next lesson, my fourths all stay the same. I'm just going to count up my numerators. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. That's the same thing. Now, here's a whole nother way to write it. I could say, hey, look, all of those are shaded. This is 1. All 4 of these are shaded. Hey, that's another one. 1 plus 1 plus, this one's still 2 fourths. It's not a whole box. So what's 1 plus 1 plus 2 fourths? Well, that's going to be the same as saying 1 plus 1 is 2 and 2 fourths. Okay? Really, you just have to think about, if you ask yourself these 2 questions, how many does it take to make 1? That's your denominator. Okay, and then how many pieces are we talking about? That's your numerator. Okay, just remember to ask yourself those questions. All right, improper fractions, mixed numbers. This would be a mixed number where you've got a whole number mixed with a fraction. I'll even label that. This would be a mixed number. You're probably a little bit more used to saying it this way than you would as an improper fraction, but they mean the same things.